Whoa, a little bright. Turn it this way. Turn this on. Hello, Randy, Dave, barn full of trains. Hello, guys. Sorry, I'm setting up a little bit here. I'm trying to figure out the light. I'll turn this off because you wouldn't even see me because that light's pretty bright too. And I do want you guys to see what I'm working on. I am down here in the layout area. So hopefully everything looks cool today. Martin, Kevin, hello. Jeff Allen, hello. Jerry Satterdale, hello. Let me see what my mic is up here. And it is on. I'm checking my microphone. Okay. Want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. Wilmer's in here. Hello, Wilmer. Nice to see you guys. Well, Dave, happy Thanksgiving to you too. I hope you catch the replay. We're going to talk about a few things tonight, and I'm going to talk about, of course, the white elephant in the room, as I like to say, but we'll talk about that as well. Finish my project that I have going here. Talk about quite a few things. Since I'm down in the layout room, I can actually grab some things and show you guys. Sorry about the quality is a little bit fuzzy down here. I'm not sure why, because literally the connection comes in right over my shoulder right here. You can see it goes up there. And well, actually it doesn't come in there. That's our old one, but it comes in right there up on the side of the house. And right above me is the modem and router. So I'm not sure I got a good signal, but sometimes it just down here, it's not. So, but Scully Kill Valley, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Art, good to see you. Let's see how many I have in here right now. 13, 4 thumbs up. So we're getting there. Let me look for, I'm gonna look for something really quick, guys. Oh, right behind me. Okay, good to know. All right, Hastings Anthony, nice to see you. EJ Jeff. Yeah, it's been a long time. I'll talk about that here a little bit too. So once we get a few more people in here, we'll get going. You guys know I have been running some trains. As you can see behind me, this is the one I just posted a picture of. I don't know if you can see it back here. I'll just pull it right up here over my bridge. My dogs beat each other up. Da, 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 da. And I just derailed my Superliner. Southwest Chiefs all over the place. There we go. Fictionally, that's what I run, the Southwest Chief. So you can kind of see it over here. If I turn on this light, you could probably see it, but you wouldn't really see me because it's right here. It'd be bright. That's an LED light. I think Vinny talked about those a long time ago in one of his videos. They are super bright, but yeah, it does. I can hardly ever see it in that picture though, but yeah, that is over there. I've been running that. I took a picture of that, posted on Wilmer's Facebook page, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So that's good, Dave. I'm glad to hear you. That's pretty. That's a good size for in scale, no doubt about that. That's a good size. Ron Brights, hey, nice to see you. So I can't remember BNSF Dave. Where you live? I think I know it's somewhere in the Midwest. If you live in Illinois and you're moving out of Illinois, congratulations. That's all I can say about that. So, so got 18 people in here. Hey, PDRE. Nice to see you in here too. So we're getting some people in here. As things are getting rolling. I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll really get going here. I hope everybody's got some nice plans for Thanksgiving. I have to cook the turkey, and we're having her mom and dad over here and her grandmother. So YouTubing good ways to cook turkeys. Watching a lot of things. I got a recipe favorites saved in my favorites files. Some of those are really good. I've tried a few of them. Very, very good. In the wintertime, I do the country chicken one and the iron skillet. So it's good. A lot of good recipes off YouTube. Of course, sometimes that's good, Wilmer. Of course, sometimes you come across one of the ways I'm going to do my turkey is Gordon Ramsay had a video, and I've been watching some of his stuff lately. Kind of funny if you watch them. But hey, Vinny, thank you for stopping in. So yeah, tomorrow night I've got to get the turkey ready and have fun with that. It's a 14-pound turkey. We have a couple pies and all the good stuff. So I have to definitely get that ready. So we're up to 20. So I'm going to get going. So I've been doing this mostly through the summer. Outdoors now, it's winter. So once I get past this holiday here this week, I've got a couple indoor projects to do, but for the most part, I'll be working on the model railroad again on Sundays. I like to work on it. Sometimes Saturdays, depends on if I work or what's going on. I have to clean up. If I moved it this way, you'd see a mess. Right? I got to clean up this area. I haven't cleaned it up since the summer because I really haven't been down here much. I've been down here, but not, doing a lot on my layout. So I will be making videos again. Hopefully I'll be able to make videos again. I'm going to talk about that later here too. But I am planning a project, the Trackside Tavern and Bar, or Bar and Grill, whatever I'm going to call it, in my town. I took that building apart. Yeah, I think I put it back. I'll grab it later when I talk about it. But that's the newest video series I'm going to have coming up will be about that. I've got some great ideas for that. I'm going to share. Includes making a sign, making a billboard behind it, which I want some billboards in my town, maybe 2. I'm going to make that out of styrene, show you how I do that, as well as coming up. This is going to be pretty much right away. Coming up, painting my Chinese figures to look better. That's one of the big things that I want to do. So there'll be upcoming videos very soon as far as the layout goes. And of course, tonight I've got to finish this project here. As you can see, this old Burlington gondola that I weathered up, which this turned out very nice. This looks like straight out of the 80s, maybe early 90s, which is right in my era. I also have some couplers now, and I got to get them on this caboose, which is all nice and weathered up. So I got to do that, and I got to get this piece of rolling stock fixed. The tab broke off right here inside. So I've got another tab. I'm going to drill this out, and I've got a Microtrains one because Microtrains a little bit different. Should fit right in there, but I just have to drill that plastic out, and we'll be good there. I've got a very small drill bit around here on the bench somewhere right here. I think this might be my smallest one. Very, very small, you can see, that I'm going to use for that. So I've done that before and it works. Oh, your boys are moving back there. I didn't see where you were. I know, are you in the Midwest, Dave? That's what I asked earlier. So, oh, there it is. Moved out of Milwaukee 2 years ago. Miss Train Fest and hobby shops. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. Whoop. Anthony, Chicago does have some good food. I'm going to agree with that. Not good politicians, but oh, okay, that's right, Vinny, because that's why I did the video. So, um, hello, Sparky. So that's what I'm doing. I will be back to making videos, and so I'm excited about that. And with that tavern that I'm going to make, it's going to be a nice addition to the town. And do a couple little things. I've got a plan to get some Woodland Scenics scene characters. I've got a scene in mind. Also taking some cheap vehicles, like cheap old lifelike Bachmann vehicles, and making them look good because I only have a very handful of vehicles. I have a couple micro minis, metal minis or mini metals, a couple older delivery trucks. That's all I've got. So a couple of those will go in my town, but really that's all that I have. I don't have in-scale vehicles are not cheap either. So I'm gonna look for creative ways to turn those cheap vehicles into good looking vehicles, and I'll have a video on that as well. So that's coming up as well. And I mentioned earlier when I first got on, Facebook has some great groups. Of course, everybody knows Roy Smith's group. You can post your pictures, your videos. I haven't been a while since I posted in that one, but I posted in that one before. But Wilmer has a new one. Indian Head Valley Model Railroad has a new Facebook page to post stuff, and people have, and I've already posted two things. I posted this Southwest Chief, it's not the Super Chief. Santa Fe wouldn't let Amtrak have the name. But I posted my Southwest Chief because that's kind of my area. I think that it would run, and I can just call it that. It's my railroad, right? So, Dave, I am kind of mid 70s to just right up to about 91, 92. All my rolling stock will fit that era. It was around in that era that I'm aware of. And so even my GM&O stuff, some of it still was rolling up to like 5 years ago. You could catch a GM&O car, and my IC stuff. So that is the era I stick with because that was the era, especially in the 80s, like 70s and 80s, that I grew up rail fanning. And I actually, before that, modeled the GM&O prior to the merger with the IC because I didn't want to do ICG. But as I kind of did this one, I thought, I'm going to go to the era that I know, that I love, that I remember rail fanning. I remember the great railroads were still around. You had Santa Fe, you had Burlington Northern, you had Conrail, you had TP&W here in the Midwest, and you had Chicago, Illinois, Midland. We still found, you can still see Mopac coming through the Midwest. Just a lot of great railroads that are gone. And a lot of the old rolling stock, Pennsylvania, Penn Central, it would still be rolling around. You even see some old Penn Central marked engines occasionally. You can still see the paint through it. So that's what I model. Um, Sparky, I wouldn't mind. I might have to get some big blues. I wouldn't mind a couple blue GP40s or GP38s. That'd be pretty cool. That's how I got started in scale. Actually, I bought an old, long time ago, lifelike in scale box set. The box kind of had two GP40s in it and some cars and a caboose. So that's how I got started in scale, and I traded my HO stuff. I put an ad like it was free at Walmart. You used to be able to post a thing up there, and I put it in there. Hey, got HO stuff for sale, and because I was getting I didn't have any room to do my layout, so I put that ad out, and a guy called me and said, "Would you like to trade for InScale?" I thought, well, I'm in an apartment. InScale would work. So that's what happened. I traded it for InScale, wound up getting some really cool stuff, and some of that stuff I still have today. And like this was in that stuff, and so was the PC car that I did, which is also in that stuff, and a couple other little pieces of rolling stock that I redid were in that stuff, and they're out here on the layout today, which is pretty cool. That was back in 99, 2000. So they're still on my layout. So same set you started with. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. That's true, Dave. I've got a few vehicles like a farm tractor that I picked up at the rail show. So um, that's good. So before I get started, I do want to talk about that white elephant that everybody's talking about, the COPA rules. I have my thoughts on this. YouTube will be coming out with a new terms of service December 10th. I think they're announcing that. In that, part of that is they're getting ready for this change, and they're going to start their bots or whatever, going to start going through channels and possibly deleting channels, trying to clean up YouTube before the first of the year when COPA kicks in and they have to comply with it. One of the things that worries me because my channel is they can delete your channel if they view that it's not commercially or commercial viable or advertising viable. If that is my worry, I don't think, I mean, I wish they would let me advertise, wish they would let me monetize, but I'm not anywhere near the qualifications before. View time wise, I'm getting closer to it. I'm building it up. I'm not close to it, but I'm getting there. Subscriber wise, I'm not anywhere close. It would take me several years to get there. So I think there'll be a lot of ramifications. I think we won't know until the first of the year. YouTube is so vague about it, but they are clear that they're not responsible for what a creator puts on there, and they can take it away. And that once you upload a video, even though you put it on there, they technically have the rights to it. And so if they don't deem it necessarily like commercially viable, or they don't like something in it, they can delete your channel, or they can just take the video off. So I have got to learn to go through my videos and mark them. Like when I did this tonight, it did pop up, and I said, no, this is not for children. I did not make it for 18 and over. So I think the next time I make a video, I'm going to say no for children. I'm going to make it for 18 and over. I hate to do that because I know like there are a few that are over between 15 and 20 or 15 and 18 that do watch videos, and I think they do watch a few of mine. But if that's what I have to do, that's the way I'm going to go. I think it's just like Sparky said, just mark it, and you know what? I think they'll delete something before they tell you. I hope. Then people say they're not, so it's so unclear. But that is my concern when YouTube changes their terms of service. What's going to be in that? I know part of it is they're putting a lot of the stuff on us creators. because they're not taking responsibility. They broke the law to begin with, which is why we're in this mess. I think that's unfair of them. So that's my biggest beef. And then they have bots go through and determine the criteria, and if your channel is child friendly and needs to be marked, or it's not, or then they go ahead and delete it. And which I don't think a computer could really make that determination, but apparently they have a system that, and they've been using it for a while to do that. So hello, Nora. Right. Right. And that's true, Dave. And that's the thing. I mean, I think when it comes to first year and it kicks in, and anything, honestly, I'll give you my honest opinion, anything the federal government's got their fingers in cannot be good. If for the people who live in Canada, trust me, in the United States, anything the federal government is involved in is never good. So then YouTube kind of lets the Federal Trade Commission go through everything at the first of the year, and then we don't know what'll happen after that point or what they're going to do. But I do know that there is a petition for YouTube to be heard, for creators to be heard. Whether or not that's facts or not, I don't know. I've seen it. I have not signed up for it, but hopefully they listen. There's a couple people that are going to them who are big channels, and some are lawyers, and they're saying, hey, you can't just take some things into an account before you just go through and do this. There are bad people on here. There's some stuff that probably needs to be taken down. YouTube should have done that. Parents should take responsibility in watching with their child, not just making an account for them and go, hey, go watch YouTube and babysit yourself. That's ridiculous. So there's so many factors that go into this, which is why it's a mess, and it's going to be a mess. But the new YouTube terms of service, that's my big concern. I'm going to mark my videos, and I may take some off of my older videos and just get rid of them, because it's going to be a lot to go through. I don't know how you even go through and mark your previous videos. So, but really, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to move forward and to have my channel and make videos, and we'll just see. If they don't think I'm commercially viable, and then I guess I'm not going to have a channel. Plain and simple. That is my biggest concern for the little guys. So absolutely no 150. So let me go back and look. Yarrick Model Railroad, hello. Exactly, Nora. Yep, you're right. Yeah, see, I don't know, Sparky, about the commercially viable. How do they determine that? They don't even say how they determine that. I don't know. It's a mess. And I think after things get going, there's going to be some more lawsuits against YouTube, and possibly people taking on the Federal Trade Commission about this, because it's actually somewhat. That's what I mean, Kevin. I think I'm going to try to mark my videos the way I need to mark them for adults, and I'm going to move forward. And I mean, I don't know. We talk about trains. It's not really what we have. Doesn't really apply to 13-year-olds. If most of our stuff, like a Walters kit, if I'm showing a video on how I'm doing a Walters kit, there might be a 13-year-old out there that could build it better than me. I wouldn't be surprised. But is it technically meant for them? Does it say on the box it's meant for them? No. So it's so gray. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, like Sparky said, and his thing, just, what? I'm just going to mark my videos. I'm going to make videos and see what happens, because I think at the first of the year, things, hey, Cheryl Crow, I think things are going to change a little bit again once the Federal Trade Commission gets in there. I think there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be people fighting back, and pointing out that there's some things here that you've got to be clear about. And I think if they set clear guidelines that we all know and we all can follow, and YouTube makes it a little bit easier to mark our videos, I don't think we'll have any issues. And then we'll see what happens. But so. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I think there is hype and there's people making hype, but there are some things in the terms of service that I kind of worry me a little bit that comes directly from YouTube. But that was one of the things I didn't like because I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily put out commercially viable videos. I just put out videos. So unfortunately, but so it is what it is. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to make my videos and move forward. So see what happens. I'm going to mark them accordingly, and that's all you can do. And we'll just see what happens because I want to continue to share this. And I guess if I'm not deemed commercially viable and they take my channel off, well, I've got other outlets to post, Facebook and Instagram, and there's other places where I can post photos and videos. So it's just not as fun as it is on here, because I like to post a video and I like to get the feedback. So that's why I'm never going to market for children. But I think also maybe putting a disclaimer, maybe before your video, this content is suited for adults only, or, because of the skill level, maybe. I don't know. It's something maybe I think we should stop. We should probably do, and I think that'll help also. So hopefully, well, Nancy, hopefully that's okay. But like, I think a few of us, anytime anything's handed over to the federal government and they're looking into things, I kind of tend to worry. But I think mostly if really what it comes down to, if YouTube wouldn't have broken the law in the first place and done their job way back when, and got stricter about monitoring channels and how old you are and verifying things, would be in this mess. So they share a big responsibility in this. Actually, most of the responsibility for breaking the law in the first place. But I'm gonna make my videos, so I don't really care. I'm gonna be on Track Tuesday too, so I don't really care. So. Yep. I agree. Oh, absolutely. We can't. There's no way. We don't know. And I looked at my analytics, and my channel is so small that there's really nothing there for me. It doesn't really show me anything. I was trying to look today on the new updated version of the studio, and it said, there's not enough information on your channel, not enough information. And I think there's a way you can let them go through it and do it, and they'll do it now for you and mark stuff out. I know somebody said they have a bot system that does that. So, or YouTube does that for you. I'm not sure. So hopefully that's the case. But I know now when we post videos, it gives us that option, which is the best thing. So I'm just going to start marking my videos. And I may even have to make my channel private. Then yes, I'm in control of who I can. Nope. You look like you're the age you shouldn't be watching my channel. I'm not getting in trouble. So no, I mean, mark it private. That's another thing. So, but. Yeah, I think this isn't over in the court system. That's for sure. So, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and mark my videos properly. I don't think skill level wise, my content really is for children. Other than I don't really have much music and all that. The very vague criteria they gave, other than it has model trains in it. That's the only thing. That's the thing that really could attract a kid, but maybe now I don't think so much anymore because I think it's hard to find kids interested in trains. They still are when they go to the trade shows with their parents, but once they get on here, they do gaming and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's all I have to say about that. That was my main concern, especially when these new terms of service come out. So, yep, they do, and they say that in their in the terms of service, especially the new one coming out. They're definitely pointing that out. That once you post your video, they have control over it. You've made it, you've created it, but they have control over it. So. Yeah, I don't know, Vinny. I don't know. Good question. So, but that was my concern. And anyway, we are going to wrap that up and we're going to go back to trains. So, I'm going back to trains. So, last time, a month ago, more than a month ago, almost a month and a half probably, I did the gondola. Looks great, looks good. Got the bottom all nice and weathered up as well. So I need a load for this, right? We're not gonna. My Penn Central one is empty, by the way. So this goes back to one of those original ones I traded for right here. Got it right here. Great, nice looking little model. It's got one of the little steps missing, but you know what? Probably as old as this was in the time period I do, that's probably not really out of the. Probably was bent or something like that on the original ones that ran about that time. So I need a load for that. So what I decided to do was take some old wheel sets from my Atlas and old Tricks. You see right here, I have painted them because these were metal. You can't even tell that's metal. It was nice and shiny. This looks nice and real, I think. Maybe a couple of them didn't really turn out. It definitely dulled it. This one kind of can still see shine a little bit. It's metal, but it kind of took to the paint. But the other ones did really well. What I used, is this right here. I use this a lot. I have 2 bottles of this. One of them didn't spray, but I just basically unplugged the sprayer. I use this a lot. If I didn't have Unitrack, I would use this to weather my track. This is what I used on my last layout. It looked very realistic. Derek Glass used this in a video. A lot of people use this camouflage brown for rust and other kind of colors. So this is what I use. This is why I like being down here in the layout area. So that's what I used for that. Plus I got all my tools and everything because I'm on my workbench. So I got everything right here. I think it would, Kevin. I think you're right. Yes, it is, Dave. It is great for trees. I also took the cheap telephone poles that I had and I sprayed them. And I still have to touch up with a very small brush like this. I hardly see that tip. This is great for detail on N scale. I touch up the insulators like green colored on them, but that really worked great. It worked great. So I've got this gondola and I need a load in it. So I'm going to put these little wheel sets in there. I think they'll make a great load. Hey, Anthony, thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you. So what I have here is some nice, good old, you should always have some of this because this comes in handy for a lot of stuff. Double-sided tape. Great for loads too. You put on the back of something. So we're going to kind of figure out. This may fit actually in the car. Not quite. So what I'm going to do is grab my scissors here. And I'm just going to take a little bit off of this. Just enough to, I'm going to do a Sparky here, cut my fingers. All right. This should fit right inside this gondola. Now that is if I can get it to, I'm going to use this. Okay. So it is in there. You can kind of still see it. I'm just going to put these wheel sets in there, press them down nice and good. I should probably get my tweezers for this because these things are small. That's sticky enough, it's going to hold them in place. I hope anyway. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. Yeah, this is going pretty good so far. Sorry, I wish I had other cameras. I'd give you a different view from like up here, what I'm doing, but just kind of carefully placing these in here. Because, I mean, this is something you would see in one of these cars, so. That's only because we see you do stuff and they always take, oh, hey, I bet you he electrocutes himself or cuts his fingers off, so. Which a true Sparky, I think, is when you actually break something, if I remember right. You go to show something, you drop it, and you break it. That's a true Sparky. Not, you know, ruining some or cutting your fingers off or something like that. Like they always usually try to say in his video, in his streams. Okay, almost there. I press this down, and there we go. I think you can see that. Nice. Turned out real nice, and I actually have a couple left over. So I'm going to hang on to these. I got more of these. In the future, who knows how long that'll be, once I get working forward in my yard, I will, I'm going to use these to have like in the grass or on an extra little track in the dirt or something to store wheel sets, maintenance away area. So always a good thing, as well as I've got some old Snap Track, and I will use this stuff as well. Paint the rails and take the rails out of the ties, cut the ties and paint them with this too, and actually have some nice little detail for my yard. It's a great little thing. Okay, so now that I've got that, let me see. We're going to add the finishing touch. Microtrain trucks to this. These are not weathered. I do not put a clear coat on these. I'll just use my powder and probably make them a little white looking to look like they're dusty. Now, the thing is, I don't drop this on the floor because this is like, okay. This is probably when all the wheel sets I just put in there are going to come flying out on me. Okay, got that in there. And as far as, I used the original tabs that came in this to make sure they fit. I do have some Microtrain ones, like I said before, but I'm going to use those for Microtrain cars if I have any that break like that when I have to weather them and I take the wheel sets off so I don't get, so I don't get clear coat in the wheel sets, because that does, I did that the first time I did that, it does not work good. So let's see here. And I'm going to get this in there, I promise. Then I'll be on to weathering this. There we go. All right, this will work this time. So let's see if I put it in there without my stuff coming out. You go come out. Sweet talk it too. That helps. There we go. So you got a nice looking model. Got a nice looking load in it. This looks really nice. This is going to go right on the layout. It's got a little weight to it too. And Vinny talked about that, especially some of these older cars like this. This is weighted okay, but it's lightweight. My other Penn Central one's very lightweight. This will add a little weight to it, so it's not too bad. That's just, I think, just about right to pull better. But my older hoppers that I have, they actually do need some weight in them. So I like Vinny's method with the little BBs. They need that in there. Trying to get those trucks on there in scale with the little tabs underneath. That's what I was trying to do, Anthony. So I got to do one more thing. Let's get those trucks looking rusty. Let's see if we can do that. Get a little dust on them, because they're like black, brand new looking trucks. This will make them look older and dusty, but you know, it doesn't really stick. Sometimes this dulls it down for sure. Put some of this white chalk on there. Just taking some of this, and what I'm gonna do is kind of wash that fresh black look off of it, and we're going to take a little bit more off of here. So this is going to go right on the layout when it's done. And this will be layout ready and done. Maybe I can make a after the holiday coming up here, I can make a nice video of this. Do some run ops. That'd be nice. Let's see here. Okay, I think I'm about done here getting these nice and like, okay. So I took a little bit of the shine off of it. One last little touch of detail is what I'm going to do is just add to what I will do is raw sienna, as always, great for rust. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do this on wheel set, but not terribly too much. Okay. All right. So I got a little bit here. We're just going to take this, put this. It does stick in the. This will be so hard to see on here, but it's a little bit of rust in those springs. Okay, and maybe just a little more rust here. Yeah, I'll wipe it on the car. That'll be okay. This car looks great, by the way. And I'm going to give it just a little bit more. Oh, well, sorry, Nancy, but I just share my, sharing my thoughts on the whole COPA thing, and we'll just have to see what comes of it. That's how I'm going to proceed. So a little bit more on here on these trucks. I want them to look a little bit more dirty. I think we accomplished that. So there we go. This is done. This looks really nice. Got the nice load in it. Layout ready. Right there, layout ready. So I got to put this where I'm just going to put it on the layout right now. See if this thing rolls. That's on the track, but it's not really rolling well. So I've checked those wheels out, and wish I had a different camera I could show you, but I'll check those wheels out and see why they're not why it's not rolling. But my Penn Central one rolls great. It's somewhere over there. It's actually I see it right there. I don't have it on the track, but I'll show you my finished Penn Central. Speaking of Conrail Sparky, there we go. That's my Penn Central. No load in that, so I got to come up with a load. I think I've got an idea. At work, we have that little wire. Michael Brochures. I haven't seen in a while, Kevin. We're gonna have to go. Thank you, Vinny. We're gonna have to go visit him again, Kevin. And I know you're in here, Kevin. We're gonna have to go visit him again, and I'll bring some of my weathered stuff over and run on his layout. But yeah, this I think he's got that method where we have this wire, and I've got some left that we put on batteries and parts that's really thin. I can't remember what they call it. He knew the name for it, but he has a method where he just takes the paintbrush like this or a pencil, rolls it up, and for N scale, it looks just like a coil. And then you would just weather it or take some of this and actually give it a coat of rust to make it look good. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, over my shoulder, of course, is my big mountain. Everybody knows how long that took. Yeah, that might have happened, Kevin. I kind of was watching that when I was weathering them. I think that might have messed with it, or I may just have to pull them out just a little bit so they turn or something. Or, it's sometimes you got to mess with them after you take them off, put them back on something. So that's what I want. Next thing I really got to do is on this Atlas N-scale caboose, which their coupler system on these will drive you crazy. I got a couple nice couplers to put in here, and then once I do that, this will be on the layout. I want this on the layout as soon as possible, so that I can really say, yeah, I'm running the ICG. Just it would work perfect. So this is nice and weathered as well. To see this in a nice video running would be cool. So speaking of ICG, I usually run Kato, but I do have this. And this is just, it's all it's got is the Loc decoder. I think it's a basic four function decoder in it. I would like to have the other one to go with this, and I wish I had the gray and orange ICG, or I wish Intermountain would make that in N-scale. And I wish I had a GM&O Redbird is what they call it, hence my name, one of my reasons behind my name. But I wish they had that too. And then I would have a complete, basically filled all that air out with these, and I could run them all nice and weathered up. This is going to get weathered according to the prototype, because you can find prototype pictures of this. This particular SD40, it lasted up till the IC Death Star years, which I'll have to check and see what my numbers are. Hopefully they're not this one. That wouldn't work good. And I'm going to run these together. This will probably run with my IC ones once I get decoders in those. So that's coming over this winter time too. But this has, it looks like somebody might be able to tell me. Yeah, he could be. I thought he said he was going back to work, Kevin, but yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, they're good. This has got the speaker place for the speaker down here, so I'm wondering if you can add the Loc sound to these Intermountains. Because it looks like it's got the space for it. I know it's got the Loc decoder in it, Loc. I'm pretty sure, which this is a nice decoder. It runs really great. Super. I've not had any issues with. That's top notch decoder. I have never seen anybody have issues with them. There might be. Well, my other ones have. Digitrax cheap ones are TCS. NEC and one of my engines, they're all different. So, and I got to get my one other engine fixed. But I'm going to talk to him, I think, this winter about somebody putting sound in this. I would do that, but I'm kind of pushing it. I'm going to try to put it in a decoder and then Kato SD40 this winter, which I know that will be easy to do. But this one, I really got to get back running, probably break it back in again. It's been so long since I've ran this. Make sure it still goes around the layout and over my turnouts because I really, really want to run this thing, get it all weathered and get some good ICG going this winter and pull it. So that's my plan. Another idea I was going to share tonight. I thought about this idea. I have that rube to go across back here where I was going to add on to this layout. I'm toying with the idea of doing an HO scale, smaller shelf switching layout, as well as this. This is my main layout, but I just kind of caught some of the box sets, like the Athearn box sets. I thought it would be, if I was to do that, I would be modern. It would have maybe like one cold storage or some kind of industry for box cars, and maybe one for tanks or hoppers. And it'll be a small shelf layout, not very many tracks. I don't know if I'd be DC or DCC. DC, I could buy engines cheap, just like I can in scale, since it's kind of secondary layout. Yes, Dave, they are. So but I just thought about that. And maybe in this area, it's not very big. It would be 9 foot long and have a few switches in it and just have some fun. I wouldn't have much rolling stock either. It would be modern and it would not be UP. Sorry, UP people, I just don't like UP. I love their Steam program. That's it. Who doesn't love the big boy? Or the Challenger or 844. But it would be BNSF, possibly Iowa Interstate, but I think I would be BNSF, and because that's my favorite modern railroad that I like the most. So, and occasionally we get a few of their guys coming in that work for us to buy parts. Of course, NS because they're big in Decatur, but I had an NS guy, and I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I'm going to give you a discount. You don't work for the BNSF." And he laughed. He said, "Oh, I wish I did." So apparently they're good to their employees as well. So yes, Anthony, that's actually what they were called, creamsicle paint jobs. That's what everybody referred to them as. So um, it is okay. Okay, that's what I thought, Yarrick. I thought that I think you can put sound in that, and I'm definitely going to do that if that's the case, because I have one sound locomotive. It's a Bachmann. The sound in it is it's tsunami. It's the Echo tsunami. Echo being economy tsunami. Um, it sounds good. I mean, it's got good sound to it. It's got a couple functions, so it gets the job done. But the locomotive itself, not impressed with. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not going to buy Bachmann N-scale locomotives again. I'm sorry. I just unless it's one of their expensive steamers that I want, which is the nickel plate Berkshire, I just wouldn't. Yeah, it's more for a bigger scale, Kevin. I would agree. Um, yeah, Vinny, it's the same one you got. Sound wise, I think it sounds great. But really the locomotive. If I put my Kato SD45 next to it, and you compare the quality of the two as far as detail, it's leaps and bounds. Which Bachmann, of course, is cheaper. It's not really known for their detail. It's got some nice for Bachmann details on it, but honestly, yeah, um, I can't wait to get my Kato SD45s um, with decoders in them because those are nice. When I get like a nice 40 car Santa Fe train running, and I've got 4 of those. I got 2 SD40s and the 2 SD45s all mashed up together. That's going to be nice. It could definitely pull it up my grade. Um, I really wanted the grade. I love how the mountain turned out, but that grade sometimes it's like it's. I think Kevin and I figured out it's well over 2.5% grade. Might be close to 2.75% grade. Um, so that's the only thing I regret about this. I love the mountain, but maybe not quite as big of a grade. And could have done maybe a more shallow river with just like a wooden trestle over it. But this is makes for a fantastic picture, makes for a fantastic scene. It's just dealing with that with that big of a grade and pulling stuff up and down it. That's why I think I'm still leaning towards adding on. I have not decided that yet, but I will in the future decide if I'm going to go with the HO or I'm going to go add on. I haven't decided. That's going to be soon. I'm going to make that decision in a couple months. But Kato runs so smooth. Sorry, not Kato. Katos. I love them. I love them. I love them. I have I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of my locomotives are Katos. All of them are smooth. Don't have issues with them. Just plain and simple. Just great. They are, and that's weird, Sparky. They really do make like a high-end product for Europe, and um, it's weird. But yeah, the U.S. is just it's it's nice. I have a sound loco. I can pull stuff. I can MU it, but I have to put it out in front because my Kato engines literally push it up the grade. They push it. It's geared different. It's okay. I mean, it does make for interesting. It can be kind of touchy. The wheel sets on it can be kind of touchy the way they're built. Just not quite as detailed as the Katos actually look very realistic. But the Bachmann ones, there's just something about the wheel set on there too. It's different. So, but yeah, that is true. Yep, yep. Hey, Shane's trains. Um, so yeah, that's kind of I got to get some decoders in there and get some like nicer engines that I don't run right now. I don't really want to run. I can run them the DC edges on this DCC layout. I just don't really like to do that. Occasionally, I may do it just for a change to see them run to make sure they're still running, but I just don't. I try to avoid it altogether because I don't want to burn out the engine. So coming into winter, that is a goal. I'm going to get some decoders for that. First of all, my Kato ones I got to look at, make sure they're actually my SD45s are actually ones I put decoders in. I believe they are. Um, I'll grab one really quick. And actually, what I'll do to wrap this up, so I got to get wrapped up here, is I'll show you the difference between these two. While we're talking about Bachmann and Kato, I'll pull my Bachmann off and I'll show you the difference. That's what I love about being down here at the layout room. See you, Vinny. Thank you for stopping by. Uh, look at the front end. This is the Bachmann. This is the Kato. Um, color is more spot on in the Kato. Horn's about the same detail, but there is a little bit different. I got to hold them up so you can see. This looks much more prototypical. You see from this end here, see the wheel sets. This is prototypical. These wheel sets here, I just they just look funky to me. These are so much better looking wheel sets. You can even just tell the difference. You can look at that locomotive, which one looks a little, which one nicer. Now, here's from the top view. You can definitely tell the difference in detail. See how this one's a little bit wider, a little bit fatter. This is probably really spot on prototypical. There's the difference. And of course, running much big, there's a very big difference in how these perform compared to each other as well. So, like a toy, yeah. So, so on that note, guys, I'm going to end this version of On Track Tuesday. Just wanted to give my thoughts on the Copa, how I'm going to proceed. I know some guys are going to do away with or thinking about doing away with their channels. I wouldn't do that. So just wait it out and see what happens. But of course, we come back to trains and we have fun and we talk about it. So, yo, that's true. Yes, Sparky. Yes. I cannot say that. So, glad to bring it back to trains, guys. And I will be making videos again. So, like I said, the next one will be from my town on that bar, trackside bar and grill. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to redoing that building completely. It's going to be fun now that I'm a little bit better at it. I've got some better brushes to work with, to paint it, to detail it, to make it look better. Before I hated doing deep design preservation buildings in N scale because of the detail. But I'm looking forward to doing more of them and getting some more for my town down here on this other end, and doing some of them. And now that I got better brushes, I wanted to see how much I improved doing it. So that's going to be a challenge. So thank you, Wilmer. So I'll be posting more on your Facebook page, buddy. Because you know what? Your Facebook page, not bad. I had to get that in one more time. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I do appreciate it. And like I said, look for videos. They're coming. They're going to be coming now. I'm going to be back to it again and looking forward to having some fun and sharing my progress with you. So everybody, have a great Thanksgiving in the United States. I know Canada has a different Thanksgiving than we do. That's fine. So good night, Cheryl, Wilmer, Sparky, Anthony, Yarrick, Hastings, PDRRE, all you guys, Kevin Brown, good night. And we will have to get together once I clean up down here, okay? Got to clean up first. And there'll be some progress on here, and you can get a good look at Vinny's building a little bit better. So, guys, take care. Have a great holiday. And yes, Kevin, we will get together, and you get to bring them Dash 8s now and see if they run around the new curve that I redid. So, guys, have a good night and a happy holiday, and I'm going to see you later. Thanks.